give the Boston Red Sox.
He's just 21 years old, came up last year, hit .290, signed an 8-year extension. He's the kid on this team at the age of 21, and Mark DeRosa said they've given him the proper rookie treatment. He had to go out and buy this ridiculous 1,000-pound speaker that he's having to lug around for him. But they're also making sure that they're taking him under their wing, Aaron Judge in particular. We actually saw them today. It was like a cartoon running through the dugout. Judge was first. Anthony was right behind him, literally and figuratively. He's been right in his hip pocket as this WBC has gone on. He's got to walk to lead off this second. Big, strong hits for high average, but that on-base ability, what has been the big standout quality.
But that's what I'm saying. There's not 28-year-olds that would be 0-2 in their first two pitches and be able to draw a walk. They'd get more aggressive. This guy's plate command and discipline is way beyond his age, and that's why he's in the big leagues with Boston.
And why Alex Cora has already said that he's going to hit leadoff for the Red Sox this year. Byron Buxton, who once upon a time was in those same shoes as Anthony, is the next big thing, the top prospect in baseball. And when he's been healthy in his time in the big leagues, he's looked every bit of that superstar player.
Can't leave a ball middle up to him. Down, you get him out with breaking balls, but man, he's got electricity in his bat.
Career high 35 home runs last year. Mentioned the health. When he's been on the field, he's been elite. You look at the slugging leaderboard the last 5 years in the big leagues, it goes Judge, Ohtani, Yordan Alvarez, and then Byron Buxton. There's 1-1 from Beretta. Buxton swats a line drive to center field. Thomas on the run. He'll get there. Back to first goes Anthony. One gone.
Thomas so good in center field. Arizona covers a lot of ground. That's the one big part of this ballpark. Down the lines is short, but center field, there's a lot of room. And he ran that down fairly routinely. Again, I know the competition is a big part of why one game there were 17 walks given to the USA lineup, but a lot of it has to do with their lineup. I don't know what the record is for the WBC in walks, but they got to be on pace of breaking it.
Here's Bryce Terang following it off. He had 24 of them through the first two games. They got 3 more of them already today. And I think, John, talking to Mark DeRosa, if there's anybody who has taken what was already high expectations and blown him out of the water, it's this guy right here, Bryce Terang. Mark said, if I was a GM, I'd be calling the Brewers right now, finding a way to trade for this guy.
Yeah, the biggest thing that kind of surprised him is the power. You don't necessarily think of this guy being like a home run hitter per se, but he can hit home runs. The ball jumps off his bat as well. I mean, it might be worth the fans' admission just to watch this team take batting practice because it is pretty impressive.
Well, you'll see the guys go through and do the professional hitting, hit the ball the other way, but then you know what? It's time to just let's go ahead and show off and see who can hit it the furthest. Yeah, man, oh man, they were going to some places of the park I didn't know it was possible to go. Saw Bregman hit the train. Bryce Harper went the other way, hit it over the batter's eye to left center field. Roman Anthony, some high arcing fly balls. And they're all in the same dang group. It's like one after another, like you were talking about with Judge. Let's see how far you hit it. I can hit it farther. 2-2 on Terang. 3 of the top 4 home run hitters in the majors on this Team USA team from a year ago. With the exception of Shohei Ohtani, who is doing his thing for Team Japan, going deep in the first 2 games for his club. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Terang, who pokes it foul. Terang's gotten better and better to the point where last year, while he's still flying under the radar probably nationally, he got MVP votes on a Brewers team that made it to the National League Championship Series, and now one of 14 Brewers playing in the World Baseball Classic. Another 2-2 to Terang, and he's worked it full. The top of the order waiting.
I've learned so much from watching some of these hitters who do have a control of the strike zone. That pitch right there, it's not a blind spot. It means he recognized right away it's a ball. Some guys have a blind spot there, swing over the top thinking it's going to be in, and he never even offered of it, recognizing it right away. And that's the key to being plate discipline.
Anthony runs, he fouls it off and stays alive.
Because you'll see scouting reports and you'll see all the information. You look at the quadrant of a strike zone: 1, 2, 3, top of the zone; 4, 5, 6, middle; 7, 8, 9, bottom. And there'll be numbers that hitting 090, 110 in certain quadrants because it's just a blind spot. They cannot recognize that pitch. That's where you get them out. That's how you acquire all the information from a pitcher to hitter and the scouting report.
There goes Anthony again. Another payoff. Hook down the line towards the corner and foul.
And then people will say, well, if you know that so much and it's so readily available, why don't you just go there all the time? The opposite's not true all the time. Every pitcher can't throw it in the area that's desired all the time, and that's the push and pull of having information, but then knowing how to use it to your advantage.
And then you make the pitch to the spot, and the guy fouls it off, and then he fouls it off, and here you are facing Terang having to throw a ninth pitch. Bobby Witt Jr. waits on deck. Anthony goes again. Terang pass first and down the line. Keeps this one fair towards the corner. Duran over to cut it off. Anthony's headed home. Relay to the plate is in time. Tag from Kirk. They got him. Nick Gonzalez right to Kirk, and it stays 0-0.
This is close. I don't know if they're going to take a look if the foot got underneath the tag or not, but what a perfect relay. It doesn't look like they're going to take a look at it, but man, oh man, Anthony kind of slows down a little bit thinking he's going to stop here and then has to turn it back on, and we won't see it from this angle, but watch when he gets around the bag and he gets to third base. There's where he slows down just a little bit and then he's got to pick it back up, and that is the difference.
It's getting a workout in. He had taken off on back-to-back pitches, back-to-back full-count pitches, and then had to spin around the bases and didn't quite have enough. Durant to Gonzalez to Kirk and out at home.
Yeah, he definitely got him. And again, that's a big part of spring training too, getting your legs, getting them ready, running the bases.
And so it's up to Bobby Witt Jr. now with 2 gone in this second inning. U.S. has had chances, left the bases loaded in the first. And our man cut down at home in the second. Witt grounded out his first time. We were talking about Roman Anthony being the kid on this edition of Team USA. Last time these guys got together, Bobby Witt was that guy. He's a 22-year-old in 2023. He only got 2 at-bats. He had Trey Turner at shortstop. He was the best player for Team USA last time around. He had 5 home runs, and Witt was 2-2.
Yeah, he sure is. You can't say that the USA team hasn't scored a run, because they have, but they've left a ton of people on base. That's going to have to get better as the tournament keeps going. You won't be given that many opportunities from some of these teams that are still in the dance.
It's one of the things that hurt against Japan in the close loss in the championship game. They were 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position in 23. Witt hits a fly ball to left center field. Thomas is going back on it at the track, back against the wall. He's got it. Speaking of back against the wall, that's what it's felt like for Mexico these first 2 innings, but they keep on punching back. No score after 2.
Welcome to the World Baseball Classic.
Bryce Harper, Paul Skeens, Cal Raleigh, Aaron Judge.
Italy versus USA, only on FS1.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event with the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry in to your local Honda dealer today.
I wish to present the importance of hard work and determination, of not backing down when things are tough, of being there to help a friend. Because because it is only when we work together that we achieve true greatness.
With a 100% U.S.-based workforce and a 100% U.S.-built fiber broadband network, Spectrum is America's connectivity company.
Dear First Place, the road to success is a slippery one, but Camry's all-wheel drive keeps a firm grip on quality. With hybrid efficiency, no wonder KBB named Camry a Best Buy, and America named Camry its best-selling sedan, Toyota Camry. The Camry offers all-wheel drive. It's not even an option on the Honda Accord. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
To me, Harlem is home. But home is also your body.
Last one, everyone.
I asked myself, why doesn't Pilates exist in Harlem? So I started my own studio. Getting a brick and mortar in New York is not easy. Chase Inc. has supported us from Studio 1 to Studio 3.
When you start small, you need some big help, and Chase Inc. was that for me.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event with the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry in to your local Honda dealer today.
Join Bianca Peters and Natasha Verma for the 6 o'clock news, weeknights on Fox 5.
Welcome back to Houston. We're here with Team Mexico manager Benji Gill. Benji, terrific defensive play that inning. Manny Barreda has danced out of trouble.
Yeah.
How long can you stay with him?
We're hoping to get 2 or 3 with the amount of pitches. We're gonna stick with 2. We're done. We're going to the bullpen and go with the rest of our boys.
Paul Skeens, you're facing him. You were yelling at your guys, get him down, get him down. Is that the plan?
Yeah, he's firm and he's got good off-speed pitches, but obviously there's way more life at the top than down low. So we get him down. There's nothing easy about him, right? But it's less difficult, right? If you're down, it's early it's in spring training. If he's going to beat us with off-speed stuff, then so be it. But we got to get ready for the fastball and just think about it, you're hitting it right back up the middle.
Benji, finally, winning this game, what would it mean to Mexico?
It'd be an important game, but to be honest, this is for us. This is like a game that gets us ready for when we move on, right? For the quarterfinal game, for the semifinal game, and then finally win the championship. Was it March 17th?
All right, Benji, thanks very much. Joe, back to you.
All right, Kenny. Nick Gonzalez facing his Pirates teammate here in Paul Skeens to lead off the third after his assist. Got him at a home plate in the bottom of the second.
I like the way he said that. I answered that question.
He had the date.
And there's a lot of managers who say if. Just so they don't get out in front. Like, I like the way he answered it.
Well, he was saying to us today that when we get to Miami, there's going to be a lot more Team Mexico fans than there were last time. It was a surprise trip last time. Everybody already had their flights booked home from Arizona. It was just a quick trip to see some Team Mexico baseball. He said, I've talked to a lot of Team Mexico fans. This is a one-way ticket that they have here to Houston. They're planning on being ready to book a trip to Miami. And he said, then tell us where the party is and we'll fly there.
You got to have that attitude. After this round robin, it's game 7s. The rest of the way, lose, you're done.
And both these teams 2-0. Team Italy, don't sleep on them. They're 2-0 as well. Winner of this game will certainly be in position to move on. The loser, though, the pressure is put on to beat Italy in their final game. USA going to play Italy tomorrow. Mexico play them Wednesday. But the Italy squad right in the middle of the picture, too. Their manager, Francisco Cervelli. A lot of big league talent on that Italy team, put together by Ned Coletti. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Gonzalez. Skeens, who's got 3 Ks so far. It's gone full. Great Britain today, guaranteeing that they will be invited to the next World Baseball Classic by beating Brazil. And the big 3 in this Pool B have a round robin these next few days. 8 pitch to Gonzalez, and he finishes him off with that power sinker, 98 for his 4th K.
Well, that's how he's getting most of the outs. It's either fastball or the sinker, and that's a good formula when you throw a ball that moves that much.
One out in this 3rd inning. Alec Thomas coming off a 3-for-3 game against Brazil yesterday with a home run and 3 knocked in. What made it extra special for him is that the strength coach on Team Brazil says, Dad Allen. So you look over to the Brazil dugout as Alex is hitting this home run, having this great game for Team Mexico, and you got the guy on the Team Brazil stuff smiling, happy that his kid is putting on a show. Longtime strength coach of the Chicago White Sox, and so Alec grew up around the game. He's in his 5th season with the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're about to begin it, and he's somebody that's made a big impression so far on his manager, Benji Gill.
I like this guy a lot. He definitely can fly, and he can defend, and he's only going to get better as a hitter, I would think, as time goes on.
We saw him in that surprise World Series run for the Diamondbacks in 2023. He had 4 home runs, some big ones for Arizona.
Yeah. With one in Game 4. Tied it up.
Skeens with another K right there. Back-to-back to open this 3rd and 5 total.
This is what you just call nasty. I mean, it looks like it's hittable, and then it's not.
Eight up, 8 down for Paul Skeens, and Joey Ortiz with the bases empty and 2 away. Bounces it past Skeens, behind second. Running throw from Bryce Terang, but it gets away. And Mexico's got its first base runner as he dives back in there. He had made a turn towards second, so he knew that he had to scamper back, and Raleigh was unable to get there with the tag. It's an error on Terang, and the door's open here for Mexico in the 3rd.
Yeah, he makes a nice play to get to. I think the ball fades a little bit, and then Harper's been so unbelievable at first base. You would never know he's an outfielder. Maybe didn't anticipate the fade and the lack of that ball getting to him. And it caught the end of his glove. I've been so impressed with Harper at first base. I mean, nobody understands how hard of a transition he's made look that easy.
Now, the casual fan that may be picking up and watching baseball here with this tournament may say, wait a minute, what's he doing at first? He moved there a couple years ago to get back as soon as he could from Tommy John surgery. And what was supposed to be a temporary thing, it's stuck because it's what the Phillies have needed most, the way the roster's been put together. And he's been really darn good at it. And he kept it alive for Jarren Duran in a scoreless 3rd inning. Duran, who struck out to open the game, waits on a 1-0 from Skeens. Line drive, base hit right field. And so after their first base runner, they get their first hit. Judge's throw to 3rd, gets him and ends the inning. Aaron Judge cuts down Ortiz.
The sun is dying. Every star was infected except one.
It's 11.9 light years away.
I need to go there and find a solution. There are infinite possibilities for this to go wrong.
Now! Project Hail Mary, rated PG-13, only in theaters March 20th.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy. I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open 7 days a week at most locations.
Can I use your ATM? My dog walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Oh, my wash machine's on the fritz also.
I got just the thing. Woo, you make a pretty good bank guy. Want to try the catchphrase?
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
No, the other one.
What's in your wallet?
You're a natural.
Coming home to Febreze Plug feels like the best welcome home ever. Because Febreze has a microchip to control scent release, so it's first stay fresh for 50 days. And a refill light, so every welcome home is delightful.
Here we go. 5, 4.
At MLB Network, covering baseball isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
You're about to be entertained and amazed. So I just want to show you a few at-bats because it was incredible.
Connecting fans to the game is in our DNA.
Welcome everyone to MLB Tonight, the national pregame show. He added 2 new pitches this year.
In season.
Hello, family.
Off season.
Every day we hand out side awards.
Every season.
That's how we do it here.
This is MLB Network, the home of baseball.
Back here in Houston with
Roman Anthony coming around third base right there. So 2 great defensive plays by both teams.
Paul Skeens at 45 pitches. What is the pitching plan the rest of the way?
Yeah, we'll have somebody loose, but he's going to go back out.
Finally, you talked about this game tonight as being a little bit different than what you've had previously. What did you tell your players about the crowd, the atmosphere, and Team Mexico before the game?
I just said expect to be the visitor, even though we're in Houston right here, and it's exactly coming to pass right now.
Mark, thanks a lot.
All right.
Joe, back to you.
All right, Kenny. Bryce Harper starts this third inning against a new pitcher for Team Mexico as Jesus Cruz takes over. Good work by Manny Barreda to get around some traffic. Hands it off to Cruz, who the last few years has pitched mostly in Mexico, but has had some time in the big leagues with the Cardinals and the Braves.
Fastball, changeup, slider, but facing this lineup, I thought the first couple innings was treading that. I used an analogy in Miami that I'll use again here. Facing this lineup is kind of like playing the game Frogger, where you try to get across all the traffic across the log. That's what it feels like facing this 9 batters, because you just have to limit the damage. And even though there's going to be a lot of walks, try to stay away from the big inning. Pick and choose which count you're going to challenge somebody.
Yeah, and as DeRosa put together the roster, that was something he wanted to do. We talked about him wanting to have a true well-rounded team. He wanted the ability to go lefty-righty, lefty-righty, be really hard to match up with, and just have the games be too long. Harper strokes it up the middle, off Cruz, and it'll die left side for a leadoff hit.
He got absolutely smoked. I will be
Benji come take a look at him. Man, that sounded just as loud as the crack of the bat.
And he didn't have a chance really to kind of like to have any action other than absorb it with his body, and it caught him in the leg. I mean, this thing is, they talk about hit right up the middle. I mean, it catches him on the leg that's in the air. So it's in the air, so there's no way to, that's like the worst place to get hit. If your foot is down, you got a chance to kind of do something about it.
Did it get him on like the side of the foot?
I couldn't tell. It just looks, it just smoked him though.
Yeah, wherever it got him good.
Got him on the ankle. That's worse. Like probably on the bone there. That, as a pitcher, again, you never throw a pitch anticipating that a ball's going to be hit that hard up the middle, but you got to be ready and land in a position to defend yourself, and he was in a position, obviously, not to defend himself.
And again, Team Mexico really has just 2 true starting pitchers on this roster. They've already used them. And so this is already going to be a bullpen game where they would piece it together. Yes, the back end of the bullpen really good. Andres Munoz looming in the 9th inning, Victor Vodnik before him. But you got to be able to get it there after the 2 scoreless innings from Barreda.
And this is his push-off ankle, which is, there's no good ankle to have something wrong with when the pitcher, that's the one thing. Pitchers get blamed for having little things that go wrong that don't allow him to perform. That's because you need everything to work when you're throwing downhill, and you need both your feet to work along with your shoulder, obviously. So,
and if you could pick an ankle to get hit on,
there isn't a good one.
They're both bad.
They're both bad.
Option C.
They're both plant. You know, you got to plant, push off, land, and push off again. So that's why if a pitcher ever gets cramps or calf issues, they're done. Like you can't not have your ability to push off and go downhill and accelerate.
He says, I'm good, and Benji Gill says, well, you better be, because look who's coming up. Judge singled his first time. Harper with a good lead at first. Cruz throws and misses down and away. Team full of stars, and we talk about the roster being well-rounded, but Mark DeRosa says it still circles back to the captain, to the guy right at the top of the totem pole, the biggest reason why it's been so cohesive. It's better than advertising. High expectations, of course, for this team, but it's exceeded Mark DeRosa's expectations, he said, and begins with Judge and the example that he sets with his work, how inclusive he's been of everybody on the roster. He's ahead here, 2-1 on Cruz. First time Judge has worn USA at any level. Strokes one the other way, back towards the wall. There it goes! Aaron Judge strikes first for Team USA. Opposite field power, his second home run of this World Baseball Classic in 3 games. 2-0, USA.
Working on that a lot in batting practice today. And when you have a field like that, it doesn't matter what field he plays in. He can go to any ballpark, any place, but staying behind it and going the other way. That is the difference in Aaron Judge and why he's at the elite level that he's at. He would swing and pull off this ball and try to pull every one of them early on, and now he goes to all parts of the field, stays off the slider down and away.
Schwarber cracks it on the ground and through. 3 straight hits for the Americans to start the third. Yeah, because the power is so eye-popping, it tends to overshadow what a well-rounded hitter he is. This guy won the batting title last year, hitting .331, along with the 53 home runs. They're the most home runs ever for a batting champion.
But see how he let that ball get deep, and because he's so strong, he doesn't have to try to get out in front of that ball to hit it for power.
Well, the U.S. looks to get greedy here. Still nobody out, and a ball on Bregman. Aaron said that he thinks about his grandpa. He thinks about his uncle when he puts on Team USA. His grandpa was in the Coast Guard. His uncle was in the Army. Said deep respect, admiration, sense of patriotism that comes from that. And he said, let's do this for the men and the women who serve our country and make any of this possible. That was his message to his teammates when he addressed them first day they got together in Arizona last week. DeRosa said he didn't have to do a whole lot of recruiting because, Judge signs up and just about everybody's going to want to be involved, and Judge did some recruiting himself. Said two things to it, and it wasn't that difficult for him. Number one, he said, look, guys, here's a chance to come play for your country. But then the other thing, here's a chance to come be with a bunch of other superstars and learn from each one of them. All these guys, yeah, they're great, but have a thirst to get better.
Yeah, and I wonder how many, coming off the heels of the Olympics and the USA hockey team and excitement there. I mean, there is some excitement when you get to put on this jersey. And the biggest difference, obviously, most of the guys in this United States just stay here and play baseball all their life. These other countries, the pride and the joy they have putting on the uniform of their country, because they come back here to the States and join their other teams. And so they're putting forth all their efforts because they realize what it means to their country. And here, it's always been, what does it mean for the World Series? So there's a big difference in why Team USA now is adopting like, hey, we've been doing this for a while. We've only got one. It's time to get two. Time to show everybody we're pretty good as well.
3-2 to Bregman. He got him swinging for the first out. But they've only got one, and it's been a while since that one. The lone championship for USA was in 2017. And only one guy on this Team USA roster that was on that team. It's Paul Goldschmidt. He talks about how things have changed, where he was one of the messengers after 17, where most guys didn't want to be involved in it, but then everybody started asking about it. Paul, of course, a first baseman, as Raleigh gets hit here, but he said guys to get down there to first base, and they would all want to know, tell me what it was like. And he was one of the first to spread the message, you got to do it. If you get the chance, you got to do it. And we've seen it grow in the years since.
Cutter inside, right up under the belt. Now, I didn't have an opportunity to do it, but one of the things I got a chance to do was play in the Junior Olympics in 1984, one of the greatest moments of at that time in high school, representing the USA and pitching in the gold medal game against Cuba. And so anytime players now who have, to your point, have been in it, get to spread that word, it's only going to help moving forward.
There's a strikeout, Anthony, who was at the World Baseball Classic last time as a fan. Drove over, he was in his first spring training with the Red Sox, and he drove over and bought a ticket with a few of his minor league teammates. Took the game in. Sends this ball a mile. How far will it fly for Roman Anthony? Off the face into the second deck. 5-0 U.S. Sitting in the seats at the 23 WBC and sending one there in 26.
He's got stupid power.
Well, he's put his full game on display in 2 trips up there, hadn't he? He was down 0-2 and drew a walk, and now he shows that stupid power.
Yeah.
And that is going to do it for Cruz. The U.S. has exploded for 5 here in the third.
A Chewy order is on the way for Jaws, who never lets go of what he loves. At least not until Dad gets on Chewy and gets him something new to love. Delivered fast. So Jaws can always live his best life. One mouthful at a time. For low prices and fast shipping, for life with pets, there's Chewy.
Bro, look at this.
Did you see that? Should we tell him? So bad. Oh my gosh. Stop.
Do not listen to that.
Thank you, man.
I know how it feels.
Food residue. Ooh. And with the new Easy Pour jug, there's less mess.
New Dawn Platinum.
You're a hypochondriac.
And what's the treatment for that? I don't feel well.
I should have recognized the symptoms sooner.
Stop it. Don't blame yourself.
Only Best Medicine, tomorrow on Fox.
Well, the U.S. has put up
multiple times. It just takes one pitcher just being a little bit off, right? You face an elite pitcher who's in their prime of the season, you could navigate this lineup a little bit better than what we're seeing so far in the tournament. So the confidence is there. The ability for this lineup to throw up big numbers is there. I don't expect them to get 12 to 14 every game, but that's what Mark DeRosa likes. Knowing whoever he puts in there has had great at-bats so far and has really controlled the strike zone.
Some good problems to have where you have Gunnar Henderson getting 4 hits and then put right on the bench. There's just only so many spots in that lineup. 2-2 on Buxton.
know how early it is to sit on a breaking ball. If I'm Byron Buxton, this would be the time to sit on one. And good thing he didn't listen to me. It's based on the first two swings.
Fast.
Yeah, based on the first two swings of the breaking balls, I would have thought for sure 3-2 would have been another one.
The Buxton had one of those hard hit balls last inning. Pops this one back and out of play. It's another one of those hard decisions for Mark DeRosa, who plays center field. You got the veteran in Buxton. You got Pete Crow Armstrong, who got the start on Saturday and contributed. The chase and strike 3, 2 out.
There's that breaking ball. Pretty good. Down and away on breaking pitches. That's what during the year Buxton had a hard time with. But anything in the middle to the plate up, he crushes.
So now it's the 9-hitter Terang, who's kept on going with a double last time, and now 4 for 5 in this WBC. Really got 4 players for 3 positions when you're looking at Terang and Bregman and Witt and Henderson. Hard to take Bregman's at-bat out of there at third base. Terang, 4 hits out of 5 at-bats at second base. And Bobby Witt, somebody you're not going to take out of the lineup consistently at short. So Henderson trying to knock that door down to get more involved. And the group stage here, especially if the U.S. is able to win tonight, a chance to see what you got and then have the plan locked in going into the knockout stage this weekend. Well, they'd hit just 2 home runs the first 2 games. They hit 2 here in the 3rd inning. It's Judge with his 2nd of the tournament. Roman Anthony, the youngster, the kid on this Team USA club, hits it a mile, and it's 5-0 USA.
Hello?
Whoa. Mama Kurgan 85 lives here?
Yep, that's my mom.
The absolute legend who went from gaming on her phone to ruthless online streaming slayer with no mercy for any living thing is your mom?
Hey guys. Apples with peanut butter?
How is this possible?
With AT&T Wireless and Home Internet.
Hey, text me if you need anything.
Level up your connection with AT&T Wireless and Home Internet, now available across the nation.
No, she's so nice in real life.
There's traveling, and then there's seeing the world with Platinum. There's nothing like a stay that sets the standard with the largest global hotel program. Nothing like knowing at fine hotels and resorts, the complimentary breakfast starts your day. And you have more time to play with an extra night. Nothing like never having to rush home thanks to late checkout. With exceptional travel benefits worldwide, there's nothing like Platinum.
I'm Michelin-starred chef Nancy Silverton. To make truly delicious food, you need the right tools. With Hexclad's hybrid cookware, I get unbeatable searing power, easy cleanup, and equipment durable enough for both of my kitchens.
A Chewy order is on the way for Jaws, who never lets go of what he loves. So Dad uses Chewy to get him everything he needs to keep loving life, one mouthful at a time, for low prices. For life with pets, there's Chewy.
Unlike other value meals, Arby's new $7.99 meat and 3 box has 3 sides, not just one. It's more meal for your money. Seriously, it's more meal for your money. Oh, where'd that come from?
Arby's, we have the meats.
Welcome back to Houston, 2026 World Baseball Classic on Fox, presented by Capital One. And it continues tomorrow night for Team USA as they take on Italy. Italy's 2-0. They've been impressive so far and going to have a big hand in deciding this Pool B. They face off with Team USA tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern on FS1, and then they face Mexico on Wednesday. Top 2 teams in each pool will advance to the knockout stage. And here Judge making a young fan's night, or trying to, got it back to 1. After hitting a home run, 5-0 in support of Paul Skeens. Randy Rosarena takes ball 1. So it has been all USA trying to beat Mexico for the first time in 20 years in this event. Granted, it's only every few years, but Mexico has won the last 3 head-to-head matchups. Five Ks for Skeens, just 1 hit.
We have a long wait. You got benefited by getting 5 runs, so you try to get back into your routine here. Missed badly the first couple.
Yeah, found the top of the zone right there. Limit in the group stage is 65 pitches. Two and two on a Rosarena.
From our angle up here, I really have been impressed with. There hasn't been much overthrowing, overexerting. It's been really smooth. Obviously, the statistics show why he's so good, but it would be very easy for him to get out of his mechanics from being revved up and pumped up to pitch in a game like this. And he's really shown me a lot of maturity and staying within himself.
Here comes the 3-2 to Rosarena, and he strikes him out on the outside corner. Strikeout number 6 for Paul Skeens in his WBC debut.
I know I've told you this before, but when we've had scenarios like this where as we get a chance to see a great pitch on a 3-2, is I used to struggle with spring training in this regard. Pitch limit. Because now I'm trying to do too much in the limited amount of pitches rather than just pitch to each hitter and execute the pitch. I'm like, oh, shoot, I only got 35 pitches. I'm going to have to really work on this and work on that. And you get away from thinking about pitching when you know that there's a progression in spring training that doesn't matter, right? Because it's just spring training. But this is why this is different.
Home plate umpire Adrian Johnson shouting over there to the Team Mexico dugout. Going at it with Benji Gill. Aranda. Ahead 2-0.
You know what that conversation usually goes like?
Tell me.
He's good enough. He doesn't need any help. Yeah. The guy on the mound, like, don't give him anything.
Enough already, huh? This ball 3 in Aranda.
Well, it's a good player for the Rays.
First full season last year, 316, was an all-star. Yeah, and he's got a 4-pitch walk. Maybe that barking from his manager helped him. Garrett Clevenger has started to warm for Team USA. First walk issued by Skeens. And how about this line for the pitching staff as a whole? 39 Ks to 2 walks.
Yeah, this is the best pitching staff I think that the Team USA has fielded.
Mexico trying to chip away with Kirk at the plate. Then he cracks one. Diving stop at short by Witt. Across the diamond. Wow. That was impossible. Bobby Witt made it happen.
Can I tell you about this man's IQ? He knew who was at the plate. He makes this play full well knowing he's got time to throw out. Not the most speedy runner, but this is an unbelievable play. I mean, it's just an arm, a one-hop, and plenty of time. Wow.
Mark DeRosa told us that his one regret from the 2023 World Baseball Classic was that he didn't find a way to get Bobby Witt on the field. And it's like, well, dude, you had Trey Turner hitting a home run every time he came up. He said, yeah, I should have found a way. I know he was 22. I know that he was supposed to just be there learning, but he said we knew then that he was different. They're getting a chance to show that this time. So Les fouls it off.
This is just, we get a chance to see it live. I don't think you can appreciate it on TV. And he knows right there, oh no. That's a base hit when he left the box until it wasn't.
Going 2 on Tellez. Getting close to the end of the line here for Skeens. 59th pitch. Next lined up the pitch would be the semifinal on Sunday. If USA were to get there. The scene shifts to Miami. Skeens wants to stay on the regular season schedule as he builds up 4 or 5 days of rest, and so that's how that would time out. As advertised, putting on his nation's colors for the first time. 7 Ks for Paul Skeens and some help from Bobby Witt Jr. here in the 4th.
Your mental health is better. But having uncontrollable body movements called TD, tardive dyskinesia, can feel embarrassing.
I asked my doctor about treating my TD with
Ingrezza. Number 1 prescribed Ingrezza reduced TD movements by greater than 10 times, with most seeing a response as early as 2 weeks. And you can keep taking most mental health meds.
Ingrezza can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden behavior or mood changes, or suicidal thoughts. Don't take Ingrezza if allergic. Serious side effects may include allergic reactions like sudden, potentially fatal swelling and hives, sleepiness, the most common side effect, and heart rhythm problems. Know how Ingrezza affects you before operating a car or dangerous machinery. Report fever, stiff muscles, or problems thinking, as these might be life-threatening. Shaking, stiffness, drooling, and trouble with moving or balance may occur.
taking control starts with asking your doctor about Ingrezza.
Michelob Ultra Zero. Zero alcohol, ultra smooth taste, just 29 calories. Stay in the game with Michelob Ultra Zero.
Ever since he was a baby, he understood. He was born to make things really, really good. Make it really, really good.
In the land of Israel, before the Gospels, before the cross, there was David.
This day, the Lord will conquer you, and I will kill you.
I'm Zachary Levi, and this is David, King of Israel. Streaming now on Fox Nation.
U.S. up 5-0 on home runs from Judge and Anthony. Show your country pride at MLBShop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic World Baseball Classic jerseys, caps, t-shirts, and more. Go to MLBShop.com, the official source for all your World Baseball Classic gear. There it is, final line for Paul Skeens in his first World Baseball Classic game. 4 scoreless innings, just 1 hit. He strikes out 7. And harness the emotions of, as you've touched on, what is a big deal really well.
Yeah, he sure did. Look, I just think the reason he's going to get better, and, you know, Pittsburgh's in a tough place as an organization, and they better find a way to win with him soon, because you can't get much better than that. And he's going to pitch more innings. He didn't pitch as many innings, being careful and team not going anywhere, but I say it every year, Pittsburgh should be much more competitive. They should be a tough place to go and play with the pitching that they have established, and now it's time for the Pirates to be relevant again.
Bobby Witt Jr. leads off this inning, strokes a ball to the gap in left center field, and it's up against the wall. Witt, after the tremendous defensive play in the top of the 4th, starts the bottom half with a double. Yeah, and his parents in attendance.
I don't know what he can't do. He can fly, he can hit for power, he can hit for average, and we've already seen his defense. The generation of players that are coming from former big league dads is pretty incredible.
His dad, of course, pitched in the big leagues. Now Harper to the plate here. It was Harper who started things for the U.S. in the 3rd. Singled, came in to score the first of those 5 runs. First one from Alex Carrillo is outside. Let's check in with Ken Rosenthal.
Joe, it's fitting that Bryce Harper and Aaron Judge scored the first 2 runs for Team USA. These two were close even before becoming teammates on this club. Judge and Harper, these guys, you wouldn't associate with them together, but Harper said Judge is the opposing player that he speaks with most, which is surprising to me. And Judge said that the relationship formed after the 2018 season when Judge was a free agent. When Harper was a free agent and Judge was trying to recruit him for the Yankees.
All right, and of course goes to Philadelphia, but the guys have stayed in touch. And now going into 2026, this is going to be Harper's 8th year. That exceeds how much time he was in Washington. Longer Philly than he was in that. And trying to come back from what was, by his standards, a down year last year as he dealt with some injuries. All the expectations he had from before he was even close to the big leagues. He was a teenager and he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. All those expectations and what he's done in his career. It's hard to even get close to meeting those kinds of expectations and that weight, but he's done it.
Yeah, he sure has. He's been everything and more that Philadelphia could have wanted. And they've been close. They've been close to getting that championship.
Bringing back the same core, re-signing Kyle Schwarber this offseason. The Phillies will be right in the middle of things again this year. Crowd into the glove, strike 3. 1 gone in the 4th. That brings up Aaron Judge. If the 4th inning has belonged to Bobby Witt, the 3rd inning was Aaron Judge all over it. He had this outfield assist to finish off the top of the inning, showing Yankees fans my elbow is just fine.
Yeah.
And then he came up and swatted one the other way. Now, that elbow injury in July of last year, missed a couple weeks, came back just DH before moving back to the field. That throw was 92.
Yeah,
he's doing fine, huh? Three-time MVP. With it, second one away. 2-0. DiMaggio, Berra, Mantle, Judge. The only Yankees that could say that. And Schofield is very much in his prime. On a 2-0 pitch, swings and misses. Same thing, though. You're talking about Phillies badly want to win one while they have Harper in his prime. The Yankees got to find a way to get it done when they have Aaron Judge in his. Garrett Cole coming back from the arm injury this year. Three and one on Judge. And what feels like, again, a wide-open American League.
The American League East has always been filled with superstars and teams. It's going to be a great one this year. I think Boston much improved. Of course, Toronto doing what they did. They're not going to slide back at all. Baltimore trying to get back in the fray, and then we always got the Rays. So it's going to be a fun American League East race.
How about the Tigers rotation they've put together there? Yes, and Verlander headed back there. Framber Valdez.
Same thing. Got to win.
Why you got Skubal?
Why you got Skubal. You may not have him much longer.
Hit it here, he says. Led the majors and runs batted in. MVP runner-up to Ohtani. Kevin Durant in the building, part of a packed house, part of a standing room only crowd. He's able to find himself a good seat. Two on with one out. Schwarber fouls it again, 0-2. Schwarber hit leadoff last game.
I have a hard time. I know he's had success on the leadoff role with Philadelphia, but man.
They said to Mark DeRosa, you went from the fastest leadoff guy to the slowest, literally one end to the other, going from Whit to me. With this very green and red crowd growing frustrated with Adrian Johnson. As it goes to 1-2 on Schwarber. Went around this time, 2 away. He did. Alex Creel made his major league debut last year with the New York Mets. Goes to work against Alex Bregman. Whit at second, Judge at first. Strike one on Bregman. Cubs fans fired up to see Alex Bregman put on their colors this year. After his almost decade here in Houston, last year in Boston, such an impact there. And then to the Cubs.
Cubs Brewers probably going to go at it again. Like I said, Pirates, Reds should be a much more competitive field, with maybe St. Louis taking a little slide back with some of the moves they've made.
Well, the Cubs lose Tucker but add Bregman. Lose one former Astro star, add another. Double and a walk in the inning. And now Bregman sends one straight up on the diamond. Joey Ortiz at short has it spotted, and that'll do it for the U.S. in the fourth.
This is Candy Crush Saga,
where sweet just got serious. Compete in All-Stars and make it to the live final.
for your chance to win a share of $1 million. Play Candy Crush All-Stars now.
We're all unreasonable about something. For us, it's creating an uncompromisingly delicious bourbon. Handcrafted, consciously made. Maker's Mark, perfectly unreasonable.
Join us for Jersey Mike's annual Day of Giving on March 25th, where 100% of sales will be donated to support Special Olympics athletes. It's basically like doing this. Join us March 25th for Jersey Mike's annual Day of Giving. Be a sub above.
The spotlight hits Jerry's World for the biggest race party of the year. It's the first ever Java House Grand Prix of Arlington. Sunday at 12:30 Eastern on Fox. Welcome to the fastest racing on Earth.
Well, the U.S. has a 5-0 lead and a pair of home runs in a 5-run third. And from the World Baseball Classic to all the spring training games, highlights, push notifications just for you. Download the MLB app, the #1 app for live baseball. USA against Mexico here in Pool B in Houston. Take you on a tour around the rest of the World Baseball Classic. How about Korea and Australia today? I've never seen a celebration like the one I saw when the score became 6-2.
Yeah, well,
7-2.
7-2 was a
World
winner.
Series.
They lost. Australia lost, but won because the run differential or the formula allowed them when they scored that. It's just crazy how it can work.
Yeah, with the way this Pool B is going, get out your calculators for potential tiebreakers. There are many layers to it. Garrett Clevenger comes into pitch here. And you saw Dominican Republic has advanced. Grand slam today from Fernando Tatis Jr., and that lineup is terrifying.
Oh, it is. So Korea, and Japan, right? They move
Yes.
on.
Nacho Alvarez leads off here, takes a strike.
Just a little short flight. Short flight to Miami.
Yeah, right. The old puddle jumper from Tokyo to Miami. 0-2 on Alvarez. And Korea, a team that benefited from getting that 7th run, and advancing on to face them.
Yeah, I was watching that, and when Australia got to the 2nd run, they were going crazy, knowing that if it stayed there 6-2, they were going to advance, but it didn't work out.
Alvarez, Terang hung in the air. It looked like he mistimed his jump, but then that ball fluttered down to him, and he was able to pull it in. So 1 gone in this 5th inning for Clevenger. Nick Gonzalez grounds it foul. Gonzalez of the Pittsburgh Pirates, one-time top prospect of theirs. He was a college walk-on at New Mexico State. And a couple years after that, a 7th pick of the draft. Another diving stop by Bobby Witt. Has he done it? You bet he has! Bobby Witt, dazzling for USA.
Oh, my.
Unreal.
I think they're going to challenge this one, thinking that Harper might have come off the bag, but oh, my goodness. Maybe they're not. Wow! That's 2 plays that you might see in a year. We got to see them in this game.
Putting the star in Stars and Stripes, Bobby Witt Jr. So it takes a hit away from Nick Gonzalez. Alec Thomas with the bases empty. Looks at a strike. Now I got a couple guys who we talk about being well-rounded players, putting their money where their mouth is, where our mouths are here today. You got Roman Anthony going from 0-2 to taking a walk and then crushing a home run. Bobby Witt's got a double to the wall, a couple diving plays. So exciting. Shortstop of the Kansas City Royals. Oh, 2 to Thomas. Got him swinging, and Clevenger with an 8-pitch inning. Bobby Witt putting on a show tonight. Halfway home in Houston, 5-0 USA.
Ooh, that new Cologuard Plus test. 10 out of 10.
Now I detect 95% of colon cancers, similar to colonoscopy.
Somebody's been working on himself.
Girl, those blue arms say I got you.
The square jaw says, trust me.
And the free return label says, I'm going places.
The Cologuard Plus test. Non-invasive, no prep, and better than ever. For people 45 plus at average risk, it's the box that checks all the boxes for screening. False positive and negative results may occur, not for those at high risk. Ask your provider or request Cologuard Plus online.
At Farmers, we know compromises can be compromising.
You installed this?
Yep. Even had a few screws left over.
Is it supposed to sound like that?
Cutting corners can leave you drowning in regret. If it's important, it's not worth compromising. That's why with Farmers, you can get quality and savings. A for effort, though. A minus, maybe.
We are farmers. Bum, bum.
Sunday on Fox, the IndyCar Series roars into Arlington for the first time ever, and the inaugural race begins with a star-studded Texas-sized party. The Java House Grand Prix of Arlington, Sunday, 12:30 Eastern on Fox. Down to the dugout we go. Ken Rosenthal has Paul Skeens.
Paul, you've waited a long time to wear this uniform. What was it like pitching for Team USA tonight?
Yeah, it was awesome.
getting that 5-run inning made it really easy to go back out there. But that was unbelievable. So excited to watch the rest of this one.
You're always so calm and methodical and focused. Were there any special nerves or emotions coming into tonight?
Probably a little bit, but outside of the WBC, it's good to get back into a stadium with a full, the stands full. So there were a couple things that I was aware of that I was going to have to kind of subdue a little bit, but once I got out there, it was pretty easy to just pitch.
We all know you spent 2 years at the Air Force Academy. How important was it for you, Paul, to represent all the servicemen and women around the world tonight?
Yeah, they're watching. This is a source of pride for us on the field, but we got a country behind us, and that's heavy. So it's not something that any of us take lightly, and it's just a huge blessing to be able to do it.
Paul, thanks a lot. Joe, back to you.
All right, Kenny. Skeens, just as you would hope in his WBC debut, 7 strikeouts over his 4 scoreless innings, and set to pitch the semifinal should the U.S. get there. Skeens said that the same way that you put on those blues at the academy, and you would have your name over your right chest, but your country over your heart. He said he felt that same thing putting on the uniform with USA across his chest. And thinking about everything that represented. And did his country proud tonight. 5-0 they lead. Bottom of the 5th inning, trying to go to 3-0 in this World Baseball Classic, but they carry heavy expectations. Rowley on 1-2, takes strike 3 from Sammy Matera. Of course, the expectations, they get through this group, and then you get into the knockout stage over the weekend, and man, oh man, are there some potential gauntlets to go through when they get to Miami. Chances are you're going to get the winner of Japan, Dominican Republic in the championship. One away for Roman Anthony, who's got one of the big swings in this game. Sammy Matera is an Angels farmhand, pitched in AAA last season for them.
That man's got a good arm.
Didn't even begin pitching until he was 17. He was more of a basketball player than he was a baseball player. And in baseball, he was a first baseman. The pitching has carried him to the upper rungs of the Angels system. Anthony in this game, a walk and a 3-run home run that left no doubt. Lefty, Matera throws, and Anthony sends a fly ball to left center field. Routine for Rosarena, and 2 gone in the 5th. Buxton bats with 2 gone as Matthew Boyd gets ready to pitch. Early, Mark DeRosa has paired 2 starters in each game in this WBC. Clevenger the bridge to go from Skeens to Boyd. What do we got there?
A patriotic uniform.
Yeah, it was. 0-1 on Buxton, 0 for 2.
I mean, this is all arms and legs and coming right after the USA lineup.
One of 3 guys in this game out of New Mexico State. Joey Ortiz, mentioned Nick Gonzalez, and Matera.
So just to be clear, going to New Mexico State doesn't qualify you to be on Team Mexico.
No. Might give you a shot at Team USA, too. Open the door to the WBC. Sure as pack. The Aggies erasing this 5-run deficit. Terrain 1 for 2 with a double. Strike 2. You can see how hard it is on these lefties to pick them off.
Yeah, he's really, really on the far third base side of the rubber where his toe is just on the rubber, so he's as far over there as you.
He hooks it on the ground to second. Nick Gonzalez is there, and that'll do it for the U.S. in the fifth.
Genius, I need a financial plan.
I have your new budget and financial plan ready.
I just moved. Why is this so high?
Found a lower plan. You'll save $35 a month. Switch now?
Yes. And find me a good espresso machine under 300.
Done.
Done. And transfer 300 from my savings to my checking.
Done.
Done.
So I got this friend that said T-Mobile's network used to suck. His words.
A lot of things used to suck, like cell phones the size of frozen lasagnas. But things change, and after a giant test of millions of customers and data points, now T-Mobile has the best network, by like a lot. Check it out for yourself. You can switch to T-Mobile from your phone in just 15 minutes and see what it means to have America's best network. Hey dude, you won't believe where I am.
These days, you've got two choices, buying a new car or making the one you've got run like new. That's why we have thousands of ASE certified technicians to help you get more out of your car. Firestone Complete Auto Care.
You guys, Wendy's has new biggie deals starting at just $4. I'm not condensating, you're condensating. More biggie options so you can get more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Champion will be crowned.
You know the crowd is ready. The Big East Tournament, March 12th through the 14th on Fox and FS1.
WBC is baseball joy. All these guys looking like kids playing the game. Seeing some of the celebrations. Hopefully the kids aren't downing shots of espresso like that. That'd be bad news. But the rest of this, man, oh man, it's just backyard stuff. Pure baseball joy. Matthew Boyd comes on to pitch, the top of the sixth for Team USA. It was funny talking to Mark DeRosa today about the celebrations around the game, and he said, I feel like there's this false narrative that we're not having fun, that we're too buttoned up. And he said, I want to put it out there that could not be farther from the truth of what it feels like in here. He used the words, it's heaven on earth in this dugout and in the clubhouse, and how much these guys are enjoying themselves. I mean, it's hard to keep up with a team who's got an espresso machine in the dugout with the jackets and the sombreros. But make no mistake, these guys are having a blast too.
I like watching Matthew Boyd pitch in an era where there has been so much velocity and obviously eye-popping stuff. This guy knows how to pitch. And he moves the ball around, changes speeds, funky.
More than a decade in the big leagues, he was an all-star for the first time last year for the Cubs at the age of 34. Brings the 1-2 to Joey Ortiz and strikes him out with the changeup. Now, for more on the celebrations and the joy around this tournament, we go down to Kenny.
Well, Joe, with the U.S. team, one of the things you see is the joy the players have just being around each other. That play Bobby Witt Jr. made the
get chances to really connect, like I would imagine they are through this process.
Oh, the only other example you get of that is 1 day, 2 days at the All-Star game, where you intermingle, competing hard against each other and then getting to be teammates. This is a lot longer experience. A lot more pressure, though, because the expectations are that this team should and is favored to win it all. So with that comes paying attention to detail, having fun, but getting it done.
1-2 on Jarren Duran. Has the lone hit in this game for Mexico. Boyd throws. Duran lays off. Duran, the All-Star Game MVP 2 years ago in Texas. On a 2-2 from Boyd, sends a fly ball to left center field. And will fly out of here. Kept on going to the Crawford boxes as he takes advantage of the green monster at Fenway Park. Does the same here with a short porch in Houston. And Mexico's on the board.
One of the faster home run trots you'll ever see in the big leagues. Guy can fly. He's got power.
Yeah, one of the things that has made him really take off, Alex Score would tell you, is that he's learned how to utilize his park to his advantage. Peppering extra base hits off of the monster, hitting home runs over it. Randy Arozarena, auto take. They're right among the extra base leaders across baseball the last couple seasons. Jarren Duran has another here. Randy gave him strike one, and now swings and misses, and it's 0-2 just like that. The home run from Duran, sparking this Team Mexico crowd some. The 1-2 to Arozarena. Fights it off and stays alive. Duran from Southern California. His dad, Octavio, was born in Mexico, and so he's looked at this as a chance to give a nod to his father.
Crowd here for Team Mexico's been waiting for moments. Never had many.
Check swing. Lays off. This is a guy that's provided a bunch of them. Whether that's with Tampa Bay or over to Seattle the last couple of years, or Team Mexico. 0-2 to 2-2. And a time call.
Yeah, a little bit of pitch clock violation, so good job there by Raleigh.
So now the 2-2 from Matthew Boyd to Randy Rosarena. Fouls it back and out of play. Randy playing for his adopted home country of Mexico. Now a Mexican citizen. Another 2-2. And a ground ball out before the breakout season last year for Tampa Bay. On a 2-1, Aranda takes slow ball 3. Boyd's 3-1. Right center field and down, and a base hit for Aranda. The inning kept alive for Kirk.
This guy was fun to watch last year in the postseason. Did a lot of big things for Toronto. But now he's trying to do something big to keep this inning going for Team Mexico.
Andy Pettit, decorated pitching coach for Team USA, out for a visit with Boyd. Some stirring down in that Team USA bullpen. Boyd a starting pitcher, and so the plan is to have him go multiple innings here. Some trouble brewing against him, though, with the heart of the order here for Mexico. Five to 1 USA. Mexico getting on the board on Duran's home run here in the 6th, and now Kirk, who had 5 home runs during the postseason for the Blue Jays last year. Boyd to Kirk. Upstairs. Big swing. Got it off the end of the bat. Pulling the string there with the changeup. Count evens 1-1. And Aranda sandwiching this Team Mexico lineup by guys that he's got long-term ties to. Kirk, who follows him here, his best buddy since they were 4, playing Little League together in Tijuana. Ground ball right side and through. Back-to-back 2-out hits for the old Little League teammates. 2 on and 2 out for Team Mexico. And Rowdy Tellez coming up. Instead of pinch hitter, it's Joey Meneses. Here they are as kids back in Mexico. And still to this day, best buddies. They spend every day together during the offseason. They're godfathers to each other's daughters. Families are tight. Both on base for Meneses, who is one of the heroes of Mexico's win against Team USA in the 23 WBC. 2 home runs against the Americans.
He put on a show, and I believe benefited from it.
Yeah, got a chance with Washington. And Meneses trying to change this game here. Boyd delivers. Meneses couldn't lay off. He'd spent 12 seasons in the minor leagues before breaking through to the big leagues right before that WBC chance. And then 2 more years followed with Washington. Last year in AAA with New York. On an 0-1 from Boyd, Meneses takes a ball. Very pro-Mexico crowd wanting to explode. Boyd's 1-1. Meneses hits a chopper up the middle. Terang had it skip by him into center field to make it 5-2. Like some indecision from Terang there on how he wanted to approach that ball, and then it may have taken an odd hop as well. It scoots through, the inning continues, and the tying run comes up.
Yeah, it took a bad hop, I think, off the corner of the grass. It had such topspin and then made a turn away from him. Watch where he goes. He knows he's got it right here. He's got it right here. Everything's fine, and then see how the direction changes, and then he has to make a change last minute. Can't do it. A bad bounce, base hit keeps the Team Mexico and crowd going.
And one of the young studs on this team, Nacho Alvarez. Alvarez just 22 years old. Homered on Friday against Great Britain. The Atlanta Braves youngster representing the tying run. Takes the ball, it's 1-1.
Might take a double to score Kirk.
Takes his lead off second with Meneses at first. A lot of the crowd standing. Alvarez picked discussion with Adrian Johnson. But there's nothing doing against Paul Skeens. Just one hit over 4 innings. He struck out 7. Over the first 5 innings, 3 total runners for Benji Gill's team. 4 of the last 5, though. The 1-1. Top of the zone, strike 2. And Johnson not making any friends on Mexico's side. The 1-2. Up the middle, Terang gets to this one. Catches it on the fly.
Está como lento, se cae, no, como que se cae. Yo lo pagué.
It ends the inning.
You gotta get your stuff, you gotta go.
I thought it was just a fatty liver, but it's actually MASH. It's serious. It's scarring my liver, and it requires more than losing weight.
Resdifra is made for MASH with moderate to advanced liver scarring without cirrhosis, along with diet and exercise. It has accelerated FDA approval. Studies are ongoing to confirm benefit. Only Resdifra works directly in the liver. It helps reduce MASH and liver scarring.
Before taking, tell your doctor about liver or gallbladder problems, or if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, or plan to be. Serious side effects include liver injury, gallstones, gallbladder, pancreas inflammation. Stop taking and call your doctor about tiredness, nausea, vomiting, fever, rash, yellowing of your skin or eyes, stomach pain. Tell your doctor if taking gemfibrozil, cyclosporin, clopidogrel, or statins. Side effects include diarrhea, itching, dizziness, constipation.
Resdifra made a difference for me.
Ask your liver specialist for Resdifra.
See? These dishes are still dirty.
You need a detergent that cleans your dishes and your filter.
Filter?
Yep, my go-to is Cascade Platinum Plus. Only these action packs have double the Dawn, breaking down food residue, even on your filter. Cascade.
Unlike a meat and 3 box has 3 sides, not just one. It's more meal for your money. Seriously, it's more meal for your money. Oh, where'd that come from?
Arby's, we have the meats.
The U.S. in the third, 2 runs for Mexico in the 6th, and a 5-2 score. As the top of the order gets ready to bat for Team USA, Bobby Witt's got a hit today, but the bigger story for him has been the defense with 2 of the finest plays you will ever see.
It's been amazing to watch this young man develop. As you mentioned early in the WBC, he didn't get much action. He got to see everything, and now it's tough decisions for Mark DeRosa on who to play the shortstop and give equal time.
So Witt leads it off as Daniel Duarte comes on to pitch for Mexico. Tries to keep it right here. Mexico getting back into the game with the 2 runs in the top of this inning. Duarte getting back to the big leagues, he hopes. Missed all of last season after having Tommy John surgery. Some time in the majors with the Reds and with the Twins. 2-0 on Witt. Duarte now 29 years of age. Facing Witt, Harper, and Judge here in the 6th. 2-1.
Witt has a pretty unique approach. He thinks about right center to pull. So he's thinking right center, and then if the ball is in a position to pull, he'll pull it. And it's really a great approach to stay back and not just be pull happy.
Runner-up to Judge for MVP 2 years ago. Top 5 in MVP voting again last year for Bobby Witt Jr. Some called it a down year, but down just compared to the incredible par that he had set the year before. Kind of year still that most guys would dream of having. Still just 25 years of age, headed into his 5th year in the majors, and he has transformed that Royals organization. Again, Kansas City competitive. And on his back, a payoff from Duarte. Witt takes ball 4. He's got a leadoff walk.
You got a leadoff walk, and I know the guys that are coming up behind him, you would tendency is to not let him steal a bag, but with his speed.
Harper coming up. Witt takes his lead. For more on Bobby Witt Jr., here's Kenny.
Well, Joe, Bobby Witt Jr. is a relatively young star in the game, but he has been an elite player for a long time. In fact, this double play combination, Bobby Witt Jr. and Bryce Terang, these guys were roommates at the 2017 Tournament of Stars. That was an elite development event for 18 and under players in Cary, North Carolina. Bobby Witt Jr. the next year was roommates with Pete Crow Armstrong with the 18 and under team that won the Pan Am gold medal in Panama.
And so you got some of these guys wearing the Team USA uniform for the first time. Guys like Witt, though, have done it at other levels, not just the 23 WBC that he was a part of. And like you, they all seem to come out of those experiences saying that those were some of their best, no matter the level. There he goes. Throw down from Kirk is not in time, and Bobby Witt's got a stolen base. 148 of those over his first 4 seasons in the big leagues.
Typically, you want to leave, when Harper's up, you want to leave that hole between first and second for the most part, but not when you have speed like Bobby Witt. And not when you can hit the ball in the air now. And if nothing else, move the runner over to third.
So 2 diving plays, a double, a walk, and a stolen base for Witt. And a 3-1 pitch to Bryce Harper. Out in front, 3-2. Harper's one of those guys that suited up for Team USA as a teenager. The Pan Am World Championships, 18 and under baseball. Swings and misses, strike 3. First out of the 6. And up comes Judge.
That's pretty good pitching against a great hitter. He outspeeded him on 3-1 and then fastball away on 3-2.
Duarte trying to do something nobody's done tonight, and that is retired Judge, who's gone single, homer, walk.
Witt at second, 1 away. It hasn't mattered yet. But runners in scoring position, and Mark DeRosa talked about it. Says we got to do a better job when we get those runners on and getting them in. They've done it with the home runs, but 1 for 7.
A little bit off balance, flips this pop fly to shallow left center field. Caught by Ortiz. 2 out. Like you're saying, the kinds of games where you are not going to be able to get away with that lie ahead. Two gone in the 6th inning. There's some room for error opened up with the improvement in the quality of this pitching staff, though, which we've seen the last really 3 days, from Logan Webb in the first game to Skubal and then Schemes. Here's Thomas running down a fly ball off of the bat of Schwarber. Scored a 6 from Duarte. 5-2 to the late innings in Houston.
Gonzaga is like basketball field of dreams. It's like a family.
For the championship!
It's one of the greatest stories in sports.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Wow. Awesome. Cool.
Sweet. Nice. Hey! I like your dress.
You look pretty.
No, you look pretty.
No, you look pretty.
No, you.
Right now, lease the #1 selling midsize sedan in America, the 2026 all-hybrid Camry with all-wheel drive for just $259 a month.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Okay, y'all, we got 10 orders coming in.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. I couldn't slow down. We were starting a business from the ground up. People were showing up left and right, and so did our business needs. The Chase e-card made it easy. When you go for something big like this, your kids see that, and they believe they can do the same.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation welcomes home a true American hero. We're in Chicago today to give away a smart home for a police officer, Danny Golden.
Oh my God, so big. I mean, the attention to detail.
This house is going to be such a big help to have him be more independent.
It's amazing. I don't know, the Towers' passion and pride and what they've done for me is, I could never repay them. It's just unbelievable.
Go to T2T.org now. It only takes $11 a month to make a positive impact.
I wish to present the importance of hard work and determination, of not backing down when things are tough, of being there to help a friend, because it is only when we work together that we achieve true greatness.
With a 100% U.S.-based workforce and a 100% U.S.-built fiber broadband network, Spectrum is America's connectivity company.
The 10 o'clock news is streaming on the free Fox Local app. Download on your phone or TV.
All 5 runs for the U.S. came in the 3rd inning. 5-2 they lead to the top of the 7, trying to go to 3-0, take command in Pool B. Matthew Boyd needed 32 pitches to get through the 6th inning. Faces Gonzalez with the bottom of the Mexico order here. A little bit different hitting weather for Team Mexico tonight than last night when they faced off with Brazil. All due respect, Paul Skeens is not Team Brazil. You know, those 16 runs in 6 innings. Walk-off home run in the 6th inning for Team Mexico tonight. 2 runs on 5 hits. 4 of those 5 hits came last inning. Gonzalez is 0 for 2. Is ahead 2-1. Mexico semifinalist in 2023, losing to Japan in the 9th inning, had a lead throughout that game. Fly ball right field for Aaron Judge, and the first out of the 7th. First beat USA in pool play on the way to that semifinal. They've made noise throughout the WBC. Benji Gill was a player back in that 2006 season. He went to the quarterfinals, same as 2009. This is a roster with 6 All-Stars on it. So, yeah, it doesn't have the headliners necessarily that Team USA does. Doesn't have the win or bust expectations, but they carry their own expectations, and if you didn't know that, then listening to Benji Gill talk to Ken Rosenthal, you'd be convinced of it afterwards, talking about not if, but when we get to Miami, making plans for a return to the final 2 days of the Classic. Alec Thomas, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, and he knows, this was going to be this type of game where it needed to be close, chance to win it like they've done the previous 3 times. But then they're going to have to take care of business in their next game if they don't come back and win.
They'll put the pressure on. Loser of this game against Italy. USA faces them tomorrow. Mexico face them on Wednesday.
Estaba disfrutando de la compañía de mis
Italy
allegados.
is no slouch. Thomas down on strikes, 2 gone.
But then they're going to have to take care of business in their next game if they don't come back and win.
They'll put the pressure on. Loser of this game against Italy. USA faces them tomorrow. Mexico face them on Wednesday.
Estaba disfrutando de la compañía de mis
Italy
allegados.
is no slouch. Thomas down on strikes, 2 gone.
But then they're going to have to take care of business in their next game if they don't come back and win.
They'll put the pressure on. Loser of this game against Italy. USA faces them tomorrow. Mexico face them on Wednesday.
Estaba disfrutando de la compañía de mis
Italy
allegados.
is no slouch. Thomas down on strikes, 2 gone.
But then they're going to have to take care of business in their next game if they don't come back and win.
They'll put the pressure on. Loser of this game against Italy. USA faces them tomorrow. Mexico face them on Wednesday.
Estaba disfrutando de la compañía de mis
Italy
allegados.
is no slouch. Thomas down on strikes, 2 gone.
But then they're going to have to take care of business in their next game if they don't come back and win.
They'll put the pressure on. Loser of this game against Italy. USA faces them tomorrow. Mexico face them on Wednesday.
Estaba disfrutando de la compañía de mis
Italy
allegados.
is no slouch. Thomas down on strikes, 2 gone.
But then they're going to have to take care of business in their next game if they don't come back and win.
They'll put the pressure on. Loser of this game against Italy. USA faces them tomorrow. Mexico face them on Wednesday.
Estaba disfrutando de la compañía de mis allegados.
No slouch. Thomas down on strikes, 2 gone.
But then they're going to have to take care of business in their next game if they don't come back and win.
Pressure on. Loser of this game against Italy. USA faces them tomorrow. Mexico face them on Wednesday.
Estaba disfrutando de la compañía de mis allegados.
No slouch. Thomas down on strikes, 2 gone.
But then they're going to have to take care of business in their next game if they don't come back and win.
Pressure on. Loser of this game against Italy. USA faces them tomorrow. Mexico face them on Wednesday.
Estaba disfrutando de la compañía de mis allegados.
No slouch. Thomas down on strikes, 2 gone.
But then they're going to have to take care of business in their next game if they don't come back and win.
Pressure on. Loser of this game against Italy. USA faces them tomorrow. Mexico face them on Wednesday.
Estaba disfrutando de la compañía de mis allegados.
No slouch. Thomas down on strikes, 2 gone.
But then they're going to have to take care of business in their next game if they don't come back and win.
Pressure on. Loser of this game against Italy. USA faces them tomorrow. Mexico face them on Wednesday.
Estaba disfrutando de la compañía de mis allegados.
No slouch. Thomas down on strikes, 2 gone.
But then they're going to have to take care of business in their next game if they don't come back and win.
Super Slam with our Slammin' Meal deal starting at $5.99, all under $10 and available all day and all night. Pancakes for dinner, burger for breakfast, live your best life. Enjoy our Slammin' Meal deals available all day and all night.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of World Baseball Classic Incorporated and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Our game summary is sponsored by Capital One, and if you Saw the third inning. You saw it all for Team USA tonight. 2-run home run from Aaron Judge, 3-run home run from Roman Anthony. Team Mexico got its 2 runs in the 6th inning. Paul Skeens, though, 4 innings in his WBC debut. Striking out 7, didn't give up a run. And the bullpen trying to carry it from there to get USA to 3-0. Joe Davis, John Smoltz, Ken Rosenthal back here at Daikin Park. Yeah, downtown Houston, Texas, home of the Astros. Gerardo Reyes is on to pitch for Mexico. 32-year-old, long career in Mexico and parts of 4 seasons in the big leagues. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the U.S. here. Bregman to lead things off. He's got to be back in the home clubhouse here, where he spent the first 9 years of his career. Went back here last season with Boston. It was, he said, odd for him to keep on going past the Houston clubhouse when they pull up to the visiting locker room. Takes ball 1 from Reyes. Doesn't matter where he is. I feel like more than any other player, you hear about him from his teammates. What an impact he makes behind the scenes. Everything he does on the field, obvious. But this is like another coach, like another manager to have inside the clubhouse.
It is, and that's why he's so revered in many ways, the influence he has and the impact he has on his teammates.
Pulls 1 to third. That is caught by Nacho Alvarez. One third baseman to another for the first out of the 7th.
Right on the button.
1 gone in the 7th. Cal Raleigh comes up 0 for 2 today. Did get hit by a pitch. Came in to score. And that 5-run third. What do you think? Can the Mariners push that boulder up the mountain again? Getting that close to breaking through for the first time, and then the heartbreak. 2 times to win 1 game. 2 days to win 1 game. And couldn't pull it off. Raleigh sends this ball deep down the line towards the corner, but foul. It seemed like they were going to get it done. That epic Game 5 in Seattle. Raleigh had the home run to tie it. Eugenio Suarez had the grand slam to put them in front. And they were waiting for 1 more win.
I know.
They never got.
Truly every series that we were fortunate to do was pretty epic.
Wow, what an October it was.
Be hard to top, but like to see it.
Let's try. Why don't we try? Dodgers, everybody's favorite in the National League. Do you have a favorite in the American League yet?
You know, there's some interesting moves that went on. Again, getting a chance to dive into it after spring training. I think the Tigers pitching staff's very, can they hit enough?
Here's Griffey, the photographer, by the way.
What's that?
Griffey, the photographer.
Oh, yeah, Griffey. It's incredible what he's done.
Look out over there.
The American League's pretty wide open. It's going to be fun to see who emerges there. But yeah, I would say hands down the Los Angeles Dodgers are again the prohibited favorites.
Raleigh's down on strikes. 2 gone in the 7th. And the guy coming up here, Roman Anthony, you mentioned earlier, the Red Sox seems like improved, and they were right there down the stretch last year.
Yeah, I just think the maturation of their young players, a lot of them were rushed in with a, tag that can't miss type prospect, and, it doesn't always work that way. But, of course, they got to stay healthy and get some pitching depth. But, man, their lineup going to be very intriguing in that division, especially with some of the younger players stepping up.
Doesn't it seem like the The Devers move that was unthinkable was like years ago now.
I know.
That was just last June. They added Ranger Suarez to a 5-year contract. Starting pitching has been something that has held them back. You had Ranger Suarez to that rotation with Garrett Crochet. That is a scary 1-2 punch. Sonny Gray headed to Boston as well.
They just did a lot of. They did enough to make a difference. To chase down Toronto, to be there in the conversation with New York.
1-2 to Roman Anthony is fought off. Of course, though, as we talked about, Alex Bregman going to the Chicago Cubs. His presence, not just in the lineup, but what he meant for the clubhouse. All those young players you're talking about growing, though, would all point to things they learned from him. So his impact will be felt probably through those guys in the coming years. That is an Aaron Gonzalez, and the inning kept alive for Byron Buxton. What a tiny Bexley, Georgia, representing Team USA. Buxton said he had just gotten home from a trip to Disneyland when the phone rang. He was trying to wind down. Trip to Disneyland with the kids, it takes a minute to get over. But the phone rings, and it was Mark DeRosa. He's never played for Team USA, but took that call and said, "Man, I am in. You don't know what kind of day I just had." Seen those lines? Reyes steals. Buxton takes the ball. 2-1. Face of the Minnesota Twins. A lot of turnover there in recent years. Now turnover in the manager's seat. Buxton remains, though. Two and two. .32-year-old Gerardo Reyes. He's gone full on Buxton, trying to pitch around the air on his second baseman, Nick Gonzalez. Keep the scoreless relief work going since that 5-run third. Top of the order due up for Mexico. Head start coming at first for Anthony. There he goes, and a swing and a miss from Buxton. Scoreless inning for Reyes. On to the top of the 8th. Big hitters coming up for Mexico.
There's going to work, and then there's building a business with Business Platinum. There's nothing like having the backing to help keep your business booming, or working on the fly with the largest global airport lounge network. There's nothing like closing a deal with an unforgettable dinner and starting your work trip on a high note with the largest curated global hotel program while getting exceptional service worldwide.
Thank you so much.
With access to over $3,500 in business and travel value annually, there's nothing like Business Platinum.
I share dad advice with millions on TikTok, but I'm also a dad at home. So from one parent to another, here's something I learned. When your teen joins TikTok, they're protected with over 50 preset safety and privacy settings. Accounts all start private, and for those under 16, there are no direct messages. And only friends can comment on their videos. Because when safety comes first, discovery can follow. Hey, even dads need dad advice sometimes.
Taking a little breather. Corona. La Playa awaits.
Arby's new meat in 3 box for just $7.99 is a 4-course meal deal. Unlike other value meals, this box won't leave you hungry. Whoa! Can you believe all this food fits in 1 box?
Arby's, we have the meat.
2 in the 6 from Mexico. 5-2 to the 8th inning. Pitch, hit, and run is the free official MLB skills competition for baseball and softball players ages 7 to 14. You can host a local competition this year and give the kids a chance to make it to the national finals at the 2026 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com or scan the QR code. Here we go. Best chance for Mexico. Top of the 8th inning, top of the order. Duran leads it off. It was his home run that started the scoring and gave Mexico some life in that 2-run 6th. 2 for 3 today. Putting together a big tournament overall is Duran. Coming off a homer and a double yesterday. Sends a fly ball deep to right field. Duran's got his second bomb of the ball game. And it's a 2-run game in the 8th. One to left, one to right, 5-3. Rosarena. Oh, he tried to follow it with one of his own. Griffin Jacks warming for the U.S. 3 runs against Boyd. Randy taps it foul.
Team Mexico's like anybody that comes in that's not named Skeens, you feel like you got a decent chance. No disrespect to whoever comes in after it, but that's their feeling because he was so nasty. You have a hard time getting the rhythm as a hitter when he struck out, what, 7 in 4 innings?
Yeah, just 1 base runner against him, or 1 hit against him, 1 walk as well. 1, 2, 3, 5th from Garrett Clevenger. Mexico, though, giving Boyd a hard time. Those 2 in the 6th and 1 in the 8th, refusing to just roll over. Boyd's 1-2 pitch. High on a Rosarena. They have tormented the U.S. in this tournament for decades. 3 consecutive wins over the USA. Two-run game. 2-2 pitch. Hit him. And the tying run comes up. Jonathan Aranda comes up, and how soon does Mark DeRosa pull the trigger on Griffin Jacks? It's Pettit, not DeRosa.
This will be his last hitter, more than likely.
Jarren Duran stirring this crowd back into the game with 2 home runs. He had 3 home runs against left-handers all of last year. 2 of them in his last 2 at-bats against Boyd. He's got half of the hit total for his team in this game.
So Rosarena's on, Aranda's up, and Kirk's on deck. Team Mexico has just stomped the competition the first 2 games of this WBC. Outscoring their opponents 24-2. They knew that really both teams did. The WBC really began today. Had the exhibition tune-ups, first 2 games of pool play, pretty much an extension of that against Brazil and Great Britain. Real deal tonight. Jax is ready for Kirk. Aranda takes a strike from Boyd. Yeah, I would think this is his left hitter, lefty on lefty, trying to get something on the ground. Oh, 2. Got it on the ground, but foul. Aranda in the top 5 in the league in hits last year. Has one tonight. He's also drawn a walk. Has gone deep in this tournament to give Mexico the lead on Friday night against Great Britain in a game that was tight late. Not the biggest guy, but there's some pop in there. 14 home runs for Tampa Bay last year. On an 0-2 from Boyd. Check over to first on Rosarena. Randy last year, 31 stolen bases. Hard to hear. Aranda's down swinging. Got him to chase the slider for the first out of the 8th. And that'll be the last hitter for Matthew Boyd. Mark DeRosa will turn to Griffin Jax. Alejandro Kirk coming to the plate as the tying run in the 8th.
Charlie, here. Come here.
Oh. I'll be right back.
Good, Charlie. Come, sit. Let's go home. Charlie, stop. Charlie, what are you doing? Charlie, will you stop that? Charlie, are you crazy? Silly dog. No more treats for you.
Sorry, where were we?
You crazy dog.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Turn back time on your engine with Valvoline Restore and Protect, a first-of-its-kind motor oil that removes up to 100% of engine-killing deposits and protects against future damage. Ask for Valvoline Restore and Protect at your next oil change.
Forget the warm-up. DirecTV got hot. They're on fire with more MLB games than anyone. Welcome to the big leagues, kid.
How old are you?
11.
Fox Sports is proud to bring you this She's a Hero moment.
To be on ski patrol, you have to be a certain type of person. We describe this job as others before self. Nothing's like ski patrol.
We have to be prepared for anything and everything that this mountain throws at us.
In this dynamic environment, it takes a lot of fortitude, especially in the avalanche rescue world. We really go that extra mile to truly dig in. We're adventure athletes, but also first responders. If you can see her, you can be her.
Sunday, the spotlight hits Jerry's World for the biggest race party of the year. It's the first ever Grand Prix of Arlington. Planes, T-Pain, automobiles, and the greatest drivers in the world. The Java House Grand Prix, Sunday at 12:30 Eastern on Fox. Welcome to the fastest racing on Earth.
We're not just one former cadet to pitch in this game. How about a captain in the Air Force Reserves, a graduate of the Air Force Academy, and Griffin Jax taking over a game that Paul Skeens started. first graduate of the academy to make it to the big leagues. And Jax has emerged as one of the tougher guys to hit in the league. He went from Minnesota to Tampa Bay last year. Great swing and miss stuff.
Yeah, he definitely can miss some barrels and swing and miss at almost half the times. 44%.
Alejandro Kirk's the hitter. Mexico scored 3 straight runs to get the tying run up there.
And he knows that if he can get Kirk good, really good high ball hitter, if he can get him to hit something down, he'll hit it on the ground, and it'll be a double play.
It was a double play that ended the World Series off of the bat of Kirk. Rosarena was hit by a pitch after the Duran home run, his second of the ball game. A 2-0. Ball 3. Meneses on deck. Out of the crowd again to its feet. Three and one. Jax to Kirk. In there for strike 2. Kirk was the best 2-strike hitter in the American League last year. Chopper, left side, 6-4-3. Double play finishes off the 8th.
Everyone has free offers on the latest phones, but T-Mobile gives a lot more. T-Mobile family saved over $3,700 compared to the other big guys in the past 5 years. Our experience plans include amazing benefits like Netflix, free Dash Pass by DoorDash, and a bunch more. Oh yeah, and a 5-year price guarantee. So you keep saving. Save on a big scale. Switch to T-Mobile and we'll even pay off your old phone up to $800.
Join us for Jersey Mike's annual Day of Giving on March 25th, where 100% of sales will be donated to support Special Olympics athletes.
It's a great way to support the athletes, like me. It's basically like doing this. Or this.
And all you have to do is get a sub, like this guy. Join us March 25th for Jersey Mike's annual Day of Giving.
Okay.
Be a sub above.
I feel when I went to work, I wasn't sick, Keith. I was just Keith.
Nobody's purpose in life is to be a cancer patient. Many of those patients want to continue to work to maintain that sense of normalcy and empowerment.
It's something that every individual has to decide for themselves.
Work was a way that I could still feel like myself.
Getting out of bed, given a fighting chance is all we got.
We can make work a better place for healing.
Only thing better than a cadet pitching for Team USA is 2 of them in the same game, Kenny.
Joe, you said it. Griffin Jax, the first Air Force Academy graduate to reach the majors, and yet he regards his younger twin brothers, Parker and Carson, as his heroes. Parker and Carson followed him to the academy, and all 3 Jax brothers met their wives at the academy as well. Now, today, Parker flies F-35s with his wife, Chandler. They've been to Korea, Japan, all over the world. Carson flies the C-5. That's the biggest plane in the Air Force fleet. Griffin remains in the reserves, and he helps the Air Force and the Academy with their recruiting.
Amazing stuff. Griffin Jax, one of a kind, going from the Air Force Academy, graduating there, still involved, and making it to the big leagues and thriving. Like we said at the start of the game, all those guys from the academy here, the entire team, those guys are here on Paul Skeens and Griffin Jax's dime. Robert Garcia checks into the game, buzzes the tower of Bryce Terang, ball 1. The U.S. with a 5-3 lead. All 5 runs coming in the 3rd inning. Garcia, the lefty of the Texas Rangers, fires 1-0. It's ball 2 on Terang. Looking ahead to the 9th inning. 5, 6, and 7 are due up. Meneses Alvarez Gonzalez. Garrett Whitlock is warming in the Team USA pen. Two and two. Here's a double play to finish off the Mexico threat. Down goes full on Terang. Another extra base hit in this game for Bryce. Payoff pitch. And there'll be another. Nolan McLean will take the ball for Team USA tomorrow, and what they hope will be pretty much a formality to seal the deal. On a trip to the quarterfinal, wrap up the 1 seed with a win. It's back to Garcia, and an easy one over to first. It is not a sure thing, though, that they win this game and they're automatically the 1 seed. What we're talking about with all the tiebreakers, you could still have, if Italy were to beat Team Mexico, 3-1 team, or the other way around, you could have 3-1 teams if Italy were to win tomorrow's game. So you got McLean, one of the top pitching prospects in baseball, made his debut last year for the Mets. Still, by the way, has rookie status. Witt sends this one in the air down the right field line, so he's going to enter his 26th season as one of the leading candidates for National League Rookie of the Year. Standings as they are at this point for the outcome of this ball game, and then Italy to take on these two teams the next 2 days. And you think, Italy, baseball, what? Well, a lot of these guys are big leaguers that were born in the United States, have Italian heritage, and there's some big-time players on that team.
Yeah, I was asked at the end of my career, because my mom is full-blooded Italian, but didn't work out for my arm.
Were you considering playing for Team Italy?
I mean, I would have considered it just because of where I was, but I ultimately would have loved to prefer to play for Team USA. It's just age and broken down arm. And
yeah, but had you known the espresso machine was in the Italy dugout, maybe it would have tilted you, even with an offer from USA.
Yeah.
How about a cooler of Celsius?
That'll do it. But there are so many cool stories that come out of it, right? Just from the standpoint of...
Witt adds to his electric night into center field, trying to turn it into a double. Thomas's throw has no chance. Dives into second base.
This guy is so fast and just has so much skill set that it makes it really tough on Mark DeRosa, having 2 great shortstops.
Well, when he called Gunnar Henderson and offered him a spot on the team, he was right up front with him. He said, Bobby Witt is our starter at short. And Henderson said, well, I'm going to force your hand at some point. Sure enough, he gives Henderson a start and he gets 4 hits. Harper fouls it off. I was like, geez, I can't not play Witt. And right after Henderson has the 4-hit game, Witt comes back and has a game like this. 2 doubles, 2 diving plays. Harper 1 for 4.
Another great angle for left-hander for Team Mexico. I mean, they're making it tough on some of these left-handed hitters. This time off the first base side of the rubber, really going across his body.
Strikes out Harper. And a guy who's vying for a high leverage role in the Texas bullpen, showing why.
Yeah, there's no reason to pitch to Aaron Judge.
And they won't, much to the dismay of this crowd. It's already seen him go deep in this ball game. But Edgy Gill says once is enough.
I'll tell you who loves it. The guy that's coming up to the plate.
Yeah, you think he's not thinking, okay, I'll show you. Pick your poison, though, if you're Benji Gill. The home run monster, historic home run hitter, and Aaron Judge, about the home run champ, and Kyle Schwarber. Guys that hit more home runs than anybody in baseball the last decade. First one to Schwarber, in for a strike. "23 of those 56 home runs that Schwarber had last year to lead the National League were against left-handed pitchers. That's an all-time Major League record, lefty-lefty.
Ooh, man.
Tried.
He may not get another one of those. This has got to sweep away from him right here if you're Garcia.
Two on, two out. 0-2 pitch.
That was the pitch he had to throw. Man, you want him to be a little bit more competitive on the plate. He may back that up again and see if he can get it closer to the plate. But if nothing else, it's changed the eye level of the previous pitch.
To second. This time Gonzalez sure-handed, throws him out. It ends the eighth. So the last chance for Team Mexico to the ninth inning. They've got 5, 6, and 7. Meneses, Nacho, Gonzalez coming up.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that opens up miles on everything you buy. And turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips and get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
At Wayfair, delivery and setup can be as easy as, well, doing nothing.
That was fast.
Room of choice delivery and fast expert setup.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
You know what? I'm gonna put that on silent. Heights are afraid of me. Find your fun again. Ships, am I right? Carnival is calling.
At Farmers, we know compromises can be compromising.
You installed this?
Yep. Even had a few screws left over.
Is it supposed to sound like that?
Cutting corners can leave you drowning in regret. If it's important, it's not worth compromising. That's why with Farmers, you can get quality and savings. A for effort, though. A minus, maybe.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Nothing is impossible for God.
The Faithful begins Sunday, March 22nd on Fox.
Garrett Whitlock, his first appearance at this World Baseball Classic, looking for the save. A 5-3 lead for USA as we move along to the 9th inning.
And he is nasty. And you just hope for his first appearance here. All the spring training work he's put into this, he's able to seal the deal for Team USA.
Joey Meneses leads off, had a base hit off of the bench, knocked in a run in the 6th. And fouls off the first one. To Meneses, then Nacho Alvarez and Nick Gonzalez. U.S. got 5 runs in the 3rd inning. Homers from Judge and Anthony providing the scoring. Left a ton of runners on base, keeping Mexico in this game. Quickly 0-2 on Meneses.
Yeah, and again, to say it one more time, Team USA, if they win this game, they're going to have to do a better job with runners in scoring position. And give Team Mexico all the credit in the world for keeping this game close. 5-0 in the 3rd. And now a base runner on from tying the game, or the tying run coming to the plate.
Down the line and a fair ball. He swats an 0-2 pitch into the right field corner and has a leadoff single to get the tying run to the plate just like that.
I mean, he just, ball got deep, he put it in play and put it right past Harper.
And a pinch hitter coming up. Instead of Nacho Alvarez, Alejandro Osuna, 23-year-old Texas Ranger. Osuna fouls it off, not scared one bit coming off of the bench. The youngster, the younger brother of the former All-Star closer in the major leagues, Roberto Osuna. 2 home runs in his handful of games with the Rangers last year. Pop-up, foul ground, Bregman's over. Out of room, strike 2. 0 for 2 so far in the World Baseball Classic. It's another pinch hitter on deck. Julian Ornelas, who finished off yesterday's game with a 6th inning mercy rule walk-off. Swing and a miss. Whitlock makes quick work of the pinch hitter for the first out.
Fastball above the zone. Actually, for these teams, both of these teams are going to benefit, I think, from a game like this. I mean, the first 2 are non-competitive. This is going to only help as they navigate if both are able to keep going.
Yeah, they went from 0 to 100 real quick here. Brazil and Great Britain walks in the park, but the intensity of this matchup, Ornelas fouls it off. Ornelas has played his entire career in Mexico. He's a perennial all-star there. He plays for Benji Gill in the Mexican Winter League, led them to the championship this winter, was the MVP of the finals. And now representing his country, representing the tying run, but down 0-2.
It's been nothing but strikes, hasn't it?
Since that base hit, yeah. Immaculate 8 pitches. There's a ball, 1-2. Had to say something, huh?
Yeah, he had to mix it up a little bit.
It's 5-0 USA. Mexico has chipped away. 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 8th. 1-2 pitch comes home, and this is down and in. Ornelas pinch hitting for Gonzalez. Alec Thomas, the on-deck hitter. Fouled it off. Garrett Whitlock came back from elbow surgery last year. 2.25 out of the Red Sox bullpen. Sub-1 ERA down the stretch. Nobody was better in the American League the last couple months. He's home with a 2-2. He strikes him out. 2 gone in the 9th. And it's up to Alec Thomas.
Tight breaker. Down to the back foot of the left-hander is kryptonite.
All right, talking about those big swings that Thomas had for Arizona in the pennant run in 2023. 1 ball and no strikes. Tonight he's 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. One ball, 1 strike. There goes the runner from first. Into the glove, strike 2. So Meneses into second. Mexico down to its last strike. Almost hit him on a 2-strike pitch. The 9-hitter Ortiz due next. And he started getting into danger zone with the top of the order and Jaron Duran. Boy, how much would Mexico like to get him back to the plate? Ground ball up the middle. Terang stabs it, throws. Game over. U.S. hangs on 5-3 and stays perfect in the 26 WBC. Paul Skeens, 4 innings in his World Baseball Classic debut. And for the first time in 20 years since the first WBC, USA has a win against Mexico.
Great defense. 1 inning of runs. Got it done for Team USA tonight.
And they move to 3-0. Pole position in Pool B, trying to finish off the 1 seed. And an advancement into the knockout stage with a win against Team Italy tomorrow. It'll be Nolan McLean, the Mets rookie, one of the top pitching prospects in baseball, taking it from Mark DeRosa tomorrow. 5-3 the final score. We're going to take a break. Be back to Houston to wrap things up after this.
Welcome to the World Baseball Classic. Bryce Harper, Paul Skeens, Cal Raleigh, Aaron Judge.
Italy versus USA, only on FS1. As starvation sets in,
this ain't gonna get us another week.
Will families reach their breaking point?
You wanna hate me? That's fine. Are you gonna stick up for me?
Extracted, all new in 1 week on Fox.
Every minute counts in the morning, so get useful and important news on Good Day. Plus, get your first look at the morning commute and Mike's forecast. Join Tashani, Dan, and Rosanna on Good Day New York. Weekdays 4:30 to 10 a.m. on Fox 5 and streaming free on Fox Local.
3 rows, 4 seasons, 1 unstoppable ride. The Kia Sorento X-Pro, built for the unstoppable. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the purchase of a new 2026 Sorento.
The Chase Inc. Business Premier Card is made for people like Sam who make
everyday products designed smarter.
Like a smart coffee grinder that orders fresh beans for you.
Oh, genius. For more breakthroughs like that,
I need a breakthrough card.
Like ours, with 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more.
Plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases.
And with greater spending potential, Sam can keep making smart ideas
a brilliant reality.
The Inc. Business Premier Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Dear First Place, the road to success is a slippery one, but Camry's all-wheel drive keeps a firm grip on quality. With hybrid efficiency, no wonder KBB named Camry a Best Buy, and America named Camry its best-selling sedan, Toyota Camry. The Camry offers all-wheel drive. It's not even an option on the Honda Accord. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
25 a month for 5 whole years. Same sweet number in your ears. Check it in a year, check it in 5. The same optimum fiber price is still alive. 25 a month for 5 whole years. Same sweet number in your ears. Check it in a year, check it in 5. The same optimum fiber price is still alive. Optimum.com/25 for 5.
Get famously fast fiber internet from Optimum.
Stay in the state of connection. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the purchase of a new 2026 Sportage.
Sunday, the spotlight hits Jerry's World for the biggest race party of the year.
Incredible!
It's the first ever Grand Prix of Arlington.
We are witnessing history.
Planes, T-Pain, and automobiles.
Pure perfection.
Fireworks, cheerleaders, and the greatest drivers in the world. The Java House Grand Prix of Arlington, Sunday at 12:30 Eastern on Fox. Welcome to the fastest racing on Earth.
The United States hangs on 5-3, a win over Mexico. And moments ago, Ken Rosenthal with a couple of the stars of the show.
All right, we're here with two of the heroes, Aaron Judge and Bobby Witt Jr. Aaron, we'll start with you. This game had a special level of intensity. After your 2-run homer in the third, you flipped your bat, shouted into the dugout. How different was the level of emotion you were experiencing tonight?
It's playoff baseball in March. That's what it's all about. It's a little March Madness here, and I love it. The fans came with it today. This was a fun atmosphere, exciting atmosphere. The boys were ready to go. You got Paul Skeens on the mound who was doing his thing, and when Mexico started getting going there, this place got pretty rowdy, but the boys stayed locked in and delivered a win.
All right, you also made a terrific throw tonight, but the defensive hero was this guy, Mr. Witt. Watching him make those 2 diving plays, Aaron, what were you thinking?
It's just special. He's the reason why he's one of the best players in the game, if not the best player in the game. It's just consistently day in and day out. He does it on both sides of the ball, and he makes plays like that win you a ball game. There's only maybe 1 or 2 individuals in the game that can do that, and he's one of them.
Aaron, thanks very much. Bobby, those 2 plays you made tonight, you've made a lot of great plays in the major leagues at shortstop. How would you rate the degree of difficulty on each of those?
I don't know. They just kind of happen. Those are the ones that are fun. They're just kind of, you just go out there and try to make plays. Skeen sat with me on the bus. I said, I got your 6 tonight, whatever happens. But then there he was. And so it was awesome just seeing this guy do what he does and seeing the team just how everyone's bought into just winning.
2023, you didn't play much, and now you're playing a significant role on this team. What is it like for you being in the middle of the action like this after what happened in 23?
Yeah, this is special. We're just trying to go out there, win 1 game at a time, win whatever it is, 7 games, and go out there and enjoy it each and every day.
Bobby, congratulations. Thanks. Guys.
All right, Kenny, 5-3, the final score.